Hey everybody, it's Benny P with Lively Legz Fly Fishing. I hope you're having a wonderful season. And before we start this video, this fly tying video tied by Iron Mike, I'm going to go ahead and run over the material list with you. These materials are all available at livelylegz.com. And keep in mind, this is the material list for this fly. But for example, the dubbing, the micro legs, the lively legs, the beads, the Fino Skin, and the thread UTC wire. These are all available in several different colors, so if this fly is something you like, you want to give it a try, you can get these materials in any color and give it a try, and you're not going to be disappointed. So let me run over the materials real quick and then we'll start the tying video. Okay, starting off with our hook, it's a Lively Legz Lip Splitter fly hook number 720. You can use this anywhere from size 10 clear down to size 18. The bead that we're using is our heavy tungsten bead. This is the Lively Legz Down and Dirty 3.3 millimeter gold bead. We're going to lead wire wrap this. That's part of the name, double trouble, double the weight. And if you look, that is our lead wire, and it's available at our site as well in .015. Of course, our Lively Legz, we're putting on a size 14-12. Iron Mike will tell you in the video, he's using the brown wire. It's a UTC wire in size small. And he also says if you're looking for a little more bling, you might want to use something a little shinier like the gold. The thread is going to be the Unithread 6/0. Depending on the size of the fly that you're tying, you can either size down or use a 6/0. The dubbing we're using is a hare's ear plus dubbing, or dubbing. It's the chocolate brown, but we have that available in several different colors as well, depending on the color of the nymphs that you're fishing in your area. Another thing that makes this the double trouble, we say double because it's double the weight. We have double the movement in the legs. We use the Grizzly Micro Legs as the antennas and the tails. The last material I'm going to show you is the Fino Skin, and that's what we use for the wing case, and of course that's available in different colors as well. Now that you have the material list, go ahead and enjoy Iron Mike tying this fly. If you want to see pictures of fish caught on this fly, I want to say Iron Mike, just this summer alone, we've been fishing this fly for a couple years, but Iron Mike really put it to the test because we've had so much luck with it. And he's absolutely pounded the trout. And if you go to Facebook and Instagram, you're going to see a lot of pictures from this summer of Iron Mike catching fish on this actual fly. And then also keep in mind that we're going to have, if you don't tie, we're going to have this fly available sometime in the fall, and we're going to have it in 6 different colors and 3 different sizes. So we're going to have a ton of options available here in the fall. If you don't tie, or if you're in a pinch and you want to get some of these flies, they will be available at livelylegz.com. I hope you enjoy the tying part of the video.
Okay, I'm going to start with the hook and a vise. Now that you guys saw the materials needed to tie this fly, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and put your bead on. Okay, insert in the vise. Okay, take your lead wire, and I like to give it 10 wraps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Snap it off in the front. Snap it off in the back. Okay, now this is the only and tricky part, setting the antenna. So you're going to slide the bead and the wire back to the bend and just leave it rest there. Okay, and I like to have my hook just angling up just a touch. Okay, you're going to take your thread and start at the front, and you're just going to put a very fine thread base on, go completely up to the eye of the hook. Okay, and I'm going to snip that wire off. Now I'm going to grab one silly leg, and I am going to angle it out over the eye of the hook. Okay, and if this was a clock and I was facing, looking straight ahead, I have that positioned right in around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock at the best. Okay, and I'm going to wrap once over, pull it snug. Okay, then I'm going to take this end pointing towards me and go right over it as well. Okay, and if they look a little off center, that's okay. You can just pull this back a little bit and give it one more wrap this way, and it's going to make the perfect V just like that. Now I'm going to give it that like 2 or 3 more wraps. I have to snip the thread, and I'm going to put just 1/2 hitch. I've been fishing these all summer, and I caught 40 or 50 trout on just one fly. Now I'm going to slide the wire and the bead up, okay, and you can see that eye of that hook is right in the center of that V. Now you're going to take your thread again, and you're going to give a nice thread base, cover up that wire, and you especially want to build up your thread behind that wire so that wire doesn't slip back. So this is going to take a while, several wraps here. And you can see I'm getting a nice thread base, and I'm going to completely cover this wire. Now I'm going to go back to the bend of the hook, and these 720 hooks, the barbless hooks that I'm tying on, they're the absolute perfect size for this particular fly, and this one happens to be a size 12. So now I'm going to set the tail, and I'm going to go back almost right to the bend of the hook, right above where the point of the hook is, and I'm going to stop there. Now I'm going to grab another silly leg, and I'm going to fold it into a V shape. Okay? And I'm going to pinch it just like that. And I'm going to take that little U, put it right there, and now I'm just going to get a couple wraps around. Now I'm pulling that pretty tight, and I'm going to go well down the bend of the hook. Okay? And these have a big hook gap, so there's still plenty. I haven't lost a lot of fish, but you can see I just started right around the bend. Now I'm going to wrap up to the beginning of that, and I'm going to snip that little piece off right here. Okay, I'm going to pull it up, snip it off just like that. Now I'm going to take my lead wire, I'm going to not my lead wire, my copper wire, sorry, and I'm going to wrap it back to right to the tail just like that. Give it a couple wraps so it's nice and secure. Okay, and I'm going to put it in my hook keeper, and this is what the fly should look like so far. Let me point out the important parts. Right in between these two antennas you can easily insert your fishing line down through, and then in the back the tail's making a perfect V. And what I do a lot at the end, I trim them off to the size I want, but I actually like them long. It gives it some movement. Next I'm going to take my dubbing, and this Hair Zero Plus dubbing is very nice to work with. And if you get it, after you tie several of these, you know just about the right amount it takes to do one. Often I have to dip back in the bag and grab a little more. So it's always better to start with a little less and add some more rather than try to take some off. We'll see if I got it though the way I want it. So I started at about the middle of the body, and as I'm wrapping I twist this a little bit tight, take a wrap, twist tight, take a wrap, twist tight, take a wrap, twist tight, and I keep going the whole way back to the tail. And what I like to do is I like to build a nice tapered body as I'm coming forward. I like to think of a little carrot, I guess we'll call it. So, and you can see how I'm tapering. I'm getting a little bigger as I come back up towards that bead. Just like that. Okay? And now I have a nice tapered body on my fly. Okay? Now, I'm going to take my wire and wrap it for the ribbing. And I'm using the brown wire. I mean, if you want it to stick out, the ribbing to stick out, just use a little brighter. But this basically, it helps segment the fly as well as hold it together. Okay? And I did 4 wraps behind, and I'm going to do 3 in front. Just like that. Now I'm going to snip off my wire. And there's what the fly looks like so far. Okay? Next is the most important part is setting these lively legs. And this is how I do it no matter whether I'm tying a stone, a hare's ear, a little olive nymph, no matter what, I set the legs just like this. And I'm going to show you what I think is the best technique. So on these, if you never worked with them, you have a front tab and you have a back tab. Now, we're going to cut off the 2 back legs. We really found out the fish can't count, and it's just a lot more easy to tie these in, but a lot of people use all 6. So what we're going to do is take that front tab I'm going to try to turn this. It's going to be a little awkward position for me to tie. And I'm going to take that front tab and I'm going to stick it out over the bead just like that. And I'm going to give it 2 wraps. And it holds it right in place. Now, here's where I go ahead and snip the back 2 legs off, just like that. And I'm going to snip that front tab off, just like that. Okay? And it's sticking up in the air. But right now I'm going to take as soon as I find it, I have a piece of Fino Skin, okay, which was on the material list. And I'm going to stick that just out over the front of the bead. Okay? And I'm going to wrap once, twice, and those legs just spring out of the way. Now, I can still manipulate these legs wherever I want them to go. So I want them to go right in the center. So now that I have them centered, I'm going to put 2 wraps in the middle, go to the back set, put 2 more wraps, come to the middle and put 1 more, and now I'm going to be ready to apply a little bit more dubbing. Okay? Next step, I'm going to cut off the little piece of Fino Skin that's sticking out over the bead. Okay? Now, you notice that I have a very long piece of Fino Skin sticking out the back. I don't like to cut for each fly. I just start with a very long strip and keep working till it's gone. That way you don't waste the material. So right now that's looking good. The legs are set perfect how I want them. Now I'm going to go back to my Hare's Ear Plus dubbing, and I'm just going to take a little bit. Okay. Get that on there. Just like that. That should be plenty. Now I'm going to go in between the middle ones, twist, the back ones, twist, pull, okay, just like that, and just give one with a little bit that was remaining around right behind the bead. So it looks like this right now. Okay. Then the very last part is pulling that Fino Skin up over to make the wing case. Okay, so I'm going to take that, stretch it up over, give 1, 2, and you can see those live legs just spring out of the way. 3 wraps, then I'm going to pull the Fino Skin back and give 3 wraps in front of it, and I can actually feel them locking in behind that bead. Okay, I'm going to cut that off. And there you have it. That's exactly how we tie it. And let me go ahead, I'm just going to, I don't have a whip finisher here, so I'm just going to put half hitches in. And 90% of the time on my flies, I just put a half hitch in anyhow. There's 1 half hitch. And like I said, I caught 30-40 fish on one of these flies, so they do not fall apart. There's 2. Snip that off. Okay, and there is a good look, and you can see those legs are set perfect on each side. It's the new Double Trouble series of flies that we hope to come out with in the fall. But I hope you learned something, and it's a very easy fly to tie, you know, following those steps. So I'm actually just, my last thing here, these antennas are a little bit long for me, so I usually come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars, snip, 5 bars on this side, snip, and 1 at the tail. So right now it's about perfect. That one's actually about 6 barred, but that's good. And there's a look at the fly. So like I said, I hope you learned something. I enjoyed tying it for you, and if you tie any, you know, please email some pictures. We'd love to communicate with our customers and see what they came up with as well. So there it is, and I hope you have as much luck as what I've been having on it. It's a really effective fly, that's for sure. The brown, I will tell you, the brown and the golden are actually my 2 favorite colors. So those are the ones that I've been catching the most fish on, but those are the ones that I fish the most too. That's what I load my box with. But when I was testing them out, I went out a day and I had the rust and I had the olive and I had the black, and they all caught fish. But you know, I'm partial to these 2 colors, I guess. But yeah, I suggest try them all and see which ones work in your area. But again, thanks for watching, and best of luck on the water.
again.